Hey, yo, welcome back to Lone Star Hobbies. Have you ever wanted to have a two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive selectable TRX4 all from your remote? I know I definitely have. And now today, we've got a kit to be able to do it. It's from Capty Machine Company. All right, let's get into it. Alrighty, so like I said, it's from Capty Machine Company. I'm going to go ahead and be putting it into this TRX4 high trail, low trail conversion kit that I've already done to it. I'm going to go ahead and start taking out the transmission to be able to get these in. Now, I am not really going to be going through step by step on how to do the process. There's actually a video that I'll link to it in the description that somebody else has already done this, and they did a very good job at it. So if you want the kind of step by step, I'll link this video to you. But right now, let's go ahead and start getting it put in, and let's start having some fun with a two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive selectable TRX4. We've got the transmission already taken out, so we're just going to start working with it outside the transmission. But this is kind of the parts that you need to be able to complete this kit. You need 82, 84 Traxxas and 56, 69. So this is the servo saver, the micro servo saver. This is one of the shift cables for the differentials, and then you also need a micro servo. These are one of my favorite ones, the Power HD TR4s. They do really well for me. It's all metal gearing rather than the Traxxas plastic gearing, so they last a lot longer. They're waterproof, and I have sunk these, dunked these, used them as submarine micro servos. Not really actual submarine micro servos. I just treat my TRX4 like they're submarines. Completely go under, have the antenna sticking just above, so you can kind of go all at the bottom of the riverbed. It's a lot of fun. But I also am going to be putting in this leading edge machining. I don't even know what it's called. It's the little shift piece inside of the transmission for the 2-speed. It is kind of the stock one that's in the transmission from the factory is a plastic piece, and it only has 2 of these little dog shoes, or I don't actually know what they're called, but it only has 2 of these little horns, or this one has 4 on both sides. So it's less slop in the transmission. So stock TRX4s, there's a lot of slop in them, and this will help to mitigate and eliminate a lot of the slop in the low gear. But now that we got that, let's go ahead and take the transmission apart and let's see what we can make happen.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is that stock piece that I was telling you about. See, it's only got little 2 horns on it, whereas the aluminum one has 4 horns on it. So this will help kind of get rid of a lot of that slop that's inside the transmission. Also, if you shift under power kind of hard with this stock plastic one, it can actually break these horns, and then you have a transmission that doesn't work. So going ahead doing this is also a little bit of a strength upgrade, especially as I pull trailers a lot with this little trail truck. I want to kind of have this transmission have as much durability as possible. Stock Traxxas 2-speed transmissions are already really known for having very good strength, and doing this is just going to help it a little bit more. So looking inside of my transmission case, it looks real dry right now. I haven't lubed it up in a little while, so I like marine grease. This is one of my favorite greases for transmissions and really anything, differentials, all of it. So I'm going to go ahead and also put some more marine grease in here and make sure everything is lubed up and solid to go. Oh yeah, that's a more solid lockup. so let's go ahead and have a look at what's inside the kit. Whenever you open it up, everything is really nice and neat packaged. And I don't know if you can see this or not in the reflection, but I got kit 009. So that's kind of awesome. It's still just too blurry, but 009. So I got two of these kits, 008 and 009. Alright, so it comes with two 3D printed parts, and it comes with all of the machinery or machined parts needed to be able to make this kit. So let's see if we can try to get it put back together now. One thing I also really like is the fact that he includes new crud, what are they called? Ball something, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, I like the fact that he includes the new ones, so that way you don't have to go and dig the old ones out from the old case. You just already got two new ones. That's awesome. Ball bearings, that's the word. Daggone. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and put this E-clip on the drive shaft portion side, or the front the shaft that goes out to the front differential. I'm gonna go ahead and put this E-clip on real quick, if I can. I hate E-clips with a passion. I'm not good at using them. Hey, look, I actually did it. Look at me go. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna stick it out from the front real quick. There we go. Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of grease in this. It's a free floating, but there's no daggone, I just forgot the word again. Ball bearing. There's no bearing inside of this one, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of grease in there, try to help it stay lubed. I'm definitely a proponent of more is better whenever it comes to grease. There's definitely varying opinions out there that you only need what you need, don't put too much, yada yada. I just say if it can fit more, put more in there. Alright, next thing that we need to do is put this guy on. But before I do that, I want to put a little bit of grease on him. He's kind of dry. Okay, now we're going to put it inside. Keep that inside. Alright, sweet. And now for the fun part, I've got to put this second E-clip inside right there. That's going to be a pain in the butt. Let's see if I can actually do this. You know, thinking retrospect, it might have been easier to put this one on first and then this one, but oh well, it is what it is. I'm already here. Wow, look at that. Heck yeah, we got it on. Alright. Now let's put in a little pin. And that pin is what engages inside of this little guy. Alright, so now I got this little guy right here. I'm going to take him out. This is the gear that goes to the rear output shaft. Put this guy in. And now, let's close it up. Oh man, dropped the pin. Alright, so I'm going to line that up kind of straight sideways like that. And then same thing with this inside one. Sideways just like that. And now let's put the case together. Nice, there we go, we got it. Clean up the outside a little bit. Now I'm going to use the stock screw for the bottom hole, but I'm going to use the included screws for the top hole, because the top one is going to have this little 3D printed part to be able to hold the shaft, to be able to hold the shift cable. Alright, so now you're going to take your cable and you're going to pull it through just like that, and then there is an included E-clip inside of the cabling packaging, and you're going to take that E-clip and put it on right here to be able to clamp that cable in. Alright, man, I'm actually doing fairly decent today. That's the third E-clip that I've done and haven't lost. Alright, so now that we got the E-clip on, the cable is secured in here and it's not going to pop out. And we're now going to take those two long included screws and screw it onto the transfer case. So now you can kind of see that it's kind of wrapped around right there, and you can pull it back and forth as needed. Alrighty, so now that I got the motor already in here, I have already plugged it into my receiver and I've already programmed it on my FlySky 7 channel. So I've actually programmed it to this button right here. So whenever I push it, it actuates. And at this point you need to have it already programmed to what you're going to do, because next part of this is putting on the servo saver, and we need to have the servo already in the position, so whenever we put the servo saver on, it's already going to be in the correct spot. Alrighty, here it is all installed. I've got the receiver box cover put back on, transmission put back together, this guy is secure right there, battery tray back on, and we're all good to go. So that means that I've got all 7 channels used on this receiver and transmitters. First one is your drive, second one is your steering, third one is your high speed, low speed, fourth one is your front diff, fifth one is your rear diff, sixth one is your winch, servo winch using the stock servo from the TRX4, and then the 7th one is now a two-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive conversion from the remote. Isn't that stinking awesome? Now I'm about to do a donut just for the fun of it, because heck, why not? Alright, now let's take a look at the 2-wheel drive. So I got a little bit of weight on the trailer just to kind of help keep it weighted down back here. And if we go up, let's see, only 2-wheel drive. Now let's give it a bump. It pulls up, but as soon as the trailer hits it, so if we give it a bump, alright, so I got one wheel up, but not the other. But let's just go ahead and push it back all the way. Put it in 4-wheel drive. Switch to 4-wheel, so we have this little bump, it just goes right over it, and we give it a little bump. Ooh. Just like that. This is awesome. Alright, thank you for following along. This is actually a whole lot of fun doing the little 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive conversion kit. If I can, I'm going to try to leave a link to the Discord that I got this from. Again, it's a guy just doing it on the side, Capty Machine Company. And yeah, hopefully we can, I'll try to share it with you and see if we can get that Discord up on the description below, and see if you can maybe get yourself one too. But huge shout out to Capty. Thank you again for this. This has been an awesome kit. Appreciate it.